The year is 1997. It's cold, raining. You've just enjoyed watching a nice game of rugby at the local stadium. You work at the local tourist board. You're not very important. And you know what? You're desperately in need of a shit. This is Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, and this will be the story of the greatest constitutional crisis in modern Australian history. Did he shit himself at an Engadine McDonald's in 1997? And for the record, this is a real part of Australian politics right now. There are news articles. He even mentioned it once at a gala. This is real. With my pristine journalistic integrity, I'm going to analyse the Scott Morrison Engadine Maccas conspiracy. It all started in August 24th, 2018, from a Twitter account from the small Australian musician called Don Joyride, who tweets, Scott Morrison shat himself at Engadine McDonald's after the Sharks lost the grand final in 1997. A very startling allegation. For any Americans watching, that's a very startling allegation to make against the highest office in the land. We all know that Obama and Trump have self-defecated, but that's well known. To say that about an Australian PM, you're gonna have to have some strong evidence, because that's a well-respected position. So how does he back up his claim? Well, he adds that it was pretty bad, I heard. My mate was working there at the time. I mean, that's fair enough, that's airtight. Also, this isn't really as relevant, but after looking through this guy's Twitter, I can definitely tell you that he's on a fucking watch list. Word of advice, guys. Maybe don't tweet that you want to kill politicians. It usually doesn't come off that well in court. Alright, back to politicians shitting themselves. For the first year or so, nothing really came of the story, but then boom, it blew up like the pants of a government official. Let's look at the facts. It is true that the Cronulla Sharks are a team in the Australian Rugby Super League, and in September 20th, 1997, they played off against the Brisbane Broncos in the ANZ Stadium for the grand finals. There are three very important things to know about this game that I think lends this story its credibility, and it's very important that you remember them. Firstly, the game was played at night. Secondly, there was very stormy weather. And finally, Olivia Newton-John was performing before the match. When I found this out, I was dancing with joy, because this gives so much more credence to the story. What you need to understand is Scott Morrison loves Olivia Newton-John. This is Scott Morrison watching the movie Grease. This is Scott Morrison watching Xanadu. He loves her.
Hi!
I'm here with Olivia Newton-John. I'm not kidding, it actually is Olivia Newton-John, and she's a great star. Olivia, you're a great Aussie, but you're just a great Australian.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
If Scott Morrison knew that Olivia Newton-John was playing, I am confident that he would have travelled the hour-long drive from his house in Port Hacking to the stadium in pouring rain. We don't know if he likes rugby, but we do know that he likes cricket. So picture this. It's 11:30. It's raining. You're annoyed that Olivia Newton-John didn't give you an autograph. You're travelling home and you can't see shit in the rain. Suddenly, your stomach starts rumbling. Guess what's in between the ANZ Stadium and your home in Port Hacking? That's right, the suburb of Engadine. You swerve off the highway, looking for anything that's still open. And that's when you spot it, McDonald's. You park your car, you run, but no, the toilets are full. Time is running out and that's when you hear it. A single long, wet fart. You look down, but it's too late. You've shat yourself. The doors to the cubicle open, and who could it be but Olivia Newton-John? You look down at your own filth, ashamed. And now it's time to form a conclusion. Did Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister, shit himself at an Engadine Maccas in 1997? We have the facts, and we also have the character of Scott Morrison. In terms of events, I'm gonna have to doubt that it ever happened. If today, in 2019, the Prime Minister was to walk into the place I work and violently shit himself, spewing his coal-coloured feces all across the carpet floor, I don't think I'd be able to tell it was him. He's completely unassuming, indistinguishable, boring. If we had a lineup of old white people, I don't think I'd be able to pick him out. And I've met the fucking dude. So to think that in 1997, when he was an unelected government official, that Don Joyride's friend could learn and remember his face, I doubt. But in terms of the character of Scott Morrison, there is zero question in my head that the Prime Minister has the capabilities of shitting himself in a restaurant. Look at this dude's fucking face. Would you invite him to your Christmas party? Fuck no. The contents of his heart is darker than the inside of his pants. So my conclusion? Plausible. I'm doubtful that he shat himself in Engadine in 1997, but you know what? This is the face of a serial shitter. You don't always know where he'll be, but you can guarantee that at any time, he'll be out there. Maybe today it's a Nando's, maybe tomorrow a climate change protest. Whatever the time and place, we'll know Scott Morrison is shitting himself. Thanks so much for watching this. Any feedback would be super appreciated. And if you want to leave a like and subscription, that'd also be cool. So cheers.